Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foley Square, Southern District of New York Courthouse. We're covering the U.S. versus Tim Shea. That's the We Build the Wall trial. It's moving very fast. Jury selection was Monday. It could be, the government says it's going to rest as early as Thursday, but Shea says that he's going to call Mr. Colfage, who already pled guilty, but only to one count, so he'll be allocuted on his Fifth Amendment rights. Meanwhile, in another legal twist in the case, government witness Daniel Gordon will apparently be appearing by video Q&A. I think it's great. I think the more video that's used in federal courts, the better. But usually it's a no-no. But in this case, Shea has consented, and they've cited he has COVID. He can't come into the courthouse, or he might have COVID. In any event, here's a case. There are a number of trials that we're covering, including one of Mr. Danilov. This is a case we've been tracking for some time. It has to do with a $25 million chicken farm in Russia. Anyway, the trial is ongoing before Judge Marrero, and we're all over it. One thing I wanted to say, because it's kind of a connection to the United Nations, we've been covering this case of Karim Elkorany. He was a UN staff member in Iraq who drugged and raped apparently 24 women, and their victim impact statements have been coming into the record leading up to his sentencing. And we've asked the UN about each one of them. How was it that the UN allowed this to happen? What did they ever do about it? Did Guterres just fly the guy back to the U.S.? And there's been no answer. Meanwhile, today, in a publication called Semafor, shout out, Semafor, there's a brief piece about the UN noon briefing where a person from Ukraine, a perfectly fine person, says, we're all there trying to raise the issues of our country, as if which is true. The briefing is just state media, or in some cases a non-state media, but it's all about trying to get a quote about a particular country rather than asking the UN why it allowed somebody to rape that many people. In any event, we're going to cover that. Barrack in Brooklyn, UN noon briefing, particular focus today, but we're going in. Also, Trump.org up the street. To be continued.